Good evening, Twitch fam. I apologize in advance for the still latent audio video desync issues that will be most definitely occurring in the stream. I did quite a lot of investigation into what could be causing the issue, and there seems to be actually a large problem around the camera that I use, which is a Logitech Brio, and Mac OS and OBS. Essentially, that combination, there's quite a few threads, I would say, on Reddit and the OBS forums about that not working properly. So that is quite unfortunate. So I'm hoping it's not too bad today. I've actually scaled down the stream as much as possible. It looks great. I like your stream OBS setup. You haven't seen my OBS setup, have you, Gaston? I can share my OBS setup if you like. It's nothing particularly complicated. I have 5 scenes. I'm sure there are people with hundreds of scenes. I have one scene, and works fairly well. I just stick in that one most of the time. I bumped the bitrate up, so it should be a little bit easier for Twitch to decide which frames to keep and which ones to. Hey yo, Jay Walter, how you doing? Nice to see you. I just realized I can actually get rid of my activity feed and chat in OBS, because I have it in my Twitch mod view. Even less things to go wrong. Hello, Finite. Aren't you supposed to be on vacation? Aren't you supposed to be on vacation, my friend? Or have you not left yet? And how is everybody doing? Less scenes, higher quality. Oh, leaving on Saturday. Okay. Thank you, Gaston. I try my best. Look, if I'm going to stream, I want to give a decent experience, right? But some things are a little bit out of my control. For example, I don't know, like Twitch sometimes decides to do weird things. Oh, god damn it. Like now with the request queue and things like that. Lots of prep. Yeah, I read something about you doing some kind of road trip, which sounds pretty cool. I've decided to go with a more chill playlist today. I hope that's all right. And I hope everybody's doing well on this Monday evening or morning or afternoon. Who knows what time it is for you. I'm going to be doing more work on our project today. This Twitch project that we have come up with. And oof, I should open the board first. That's the one with the black background. We decided to make Miro dark mode. Who remembers that from last time? So actually I announced this project on stream last Monday, right? Finance says lots of driving, 3,000 miles round trip. What's that in non-American? 3,000 miles in kilometers. It's about 1.6, right? 4,800. Yeah, so that's what we do when we go to Spain. If we go to Spain for the racetrack. How are you today, Jay Walter? I unfortunately wasn't able to catch your stream yesterday, or was it the day before? I think it was yesterday. I also started a bit early today, which maybe is unusual for me. Actually, it's very unusual. I've never started early. But I'm very excited. We're at 299 followers on Twitch, which means that in theory, we could hit 300 followers today. Wouldn't that be cool? We just need one person to follow who's watching but isn't following. Let's go spy. Are there people that are watching but not following? Maybe. It's possible. All right, so chat. Jay Walter says, feeling so oops. Chat. Excuse me. That's a double boo-boo. Feeling surprisingly energized given last night's amount of sleep. How many hours was it, Jay Walter? I sleep on average like 6, maybe 7 hours. It's usually enough, actually. It's usually enough. There have been times when I've been a bit groggy in the morning, but it's usually enough. There are definitely people here lurking who are not followers. Stream elements, I'm talking to you. Sound alerts, I'm talking to you. Who else is here? Bing Cortana, I'm talking to you. These are all bots, by the way. Anyhow. I'm happy to have all of you here. I don't care if you're following or not. So, Twitch project. What does the project entail? Well, Finet will be happy to hear that the project entails using Tau. Actually, I should probably go over what the project is again. You can also use the project command in chat. Yes, Finite, because you seem to have, with Tau, solved all of my issues. Hey, Mark LT1, thank you for the follow. You are follower number 300. Thank you very much. Let's do drop in celebration. That is definitely very cool. So if we swap over to this board here, this is what we were actually working on. So if you want, I'll run the project command for you. I have to accept my own chat rules. So the idea is Twitch, and as far as I could know, there are no other services currently that offer you a chance to see your real-time traffic, not only traffic, but your real-time stream information, other than things like bitrate or top chatters or whatever. Jay Walter looking good. Yeah, I mean 17, it's okay, it's not so bad. So yeah, the idea is to actually have a real-time analytics engine for Twitch. And the reason for that is because I think it could be very valuable to understand what's happening live on your stream without having to kind of think about it yourself. Oh, that's right, Jay Walter. I'm making my own drop game where everybody will win, maybe. I'm very curious to see how that turns out, actually. I would definitely like to watch your next streams. Do you have a schedule, actually? Or is it more or less just pop up at the moment? So, If there's any lag or desync, by the way, if there's audio video desync and it gets very bad, then please let me know in chat and I will try to change something. For the moment, I don't really know what I can do with that issue, but like now. Really? Okay, great. Off to a good start. Off to a great start. I am planning to use my DSLR in future to not have this issue. But until then, let me see if I can just do the one thing I tried before. Where was this? Yeah, so I will disappear for a second, like Houdini. That's that. I have disappeared. Okay. And I'm back. You need to learn ventriloquism and move your mouth separate to make up for the delay. I think that would be pretty weird, actually. Like, I just think it would be a bit weird to do ventriloquism on a Twitch stream. Because that seemed to help a bit. Good. Okay, good. I'll try and not move too much, so there's not a lot of delay. At least that's how in my mind, that's how it works. All right, so what I wanted to show is, first of all, chat, if you have name suggestions, because there isn't a name for this project yet. Reverse ventriloquism. Because I'm talking first and then the video arrives later. If you have any name suggestions for what you would like to name this tool, then use your opportunity right now to make a screenshot of the names that are already here, or just suggest a name in chat and I will check if it's already on here anyway. We've had quite a few funny ones, like Twitch Reel, Stream Vision, Only Stats, Stream Trospection, Flash Stats, Twitch BI, This Just In Numbers. Anyway, stats are used. Stats are us. Oh yeah. Statty McStats Face. Host Channel Legends. Twin Site. So yeah, I'm happy to put all the names in here. And eventually I'll probably run a poll or something to get like people's favorites. So the idea is to allow you and only you to permit data collection about your own Twitch stream while the stream is happening, and to have some kind of graphical user interface, so GUI, where you can see what's happening on your stream, but also where it's not only a raw data view. Like Twitch can give you some raw data, like, I don't know, your bitrate, for example, and you can read your chat yourself, like I'm doing now. But I think what's really interesting is the potential for derived information. So for example, top words being used in chat within the last X minutes and things like that. That's only something that's possible with a certain amount of processing. And we'll get into that. So key features we talked about. Basically, this is how the framework will work. So there's this ping, basically ping streams every X seconds and listen to event sub. So from what I've learned about Twitch streams, which is a lot, there's some things that you can listen to find things that happened on the stream. and some things where you have to go ask Twitch for the information. Yo, White Panther, everyone, we have a verified streamer in chat. Panther is the, let's say the partnered streamer of our famous club, The Claw. If you'd like to join our Discord, then here's the link. Quite a fun Discord community, I have to say. I'm not a mod or anything in the Discord community. I just don't want to build my own Discord community because there's already so many great communities, so I just joined this one. And I tell people who want to, like, you know, mess around or talk data or dev stuff to just join me in the Discord. Super. Too much chaotic energy. Yeah, Salma, 2 weeks to go until your next stream, right? Are you enjoying your holidays? Panther has retired and moved to Scotland. Didn't you get the memo? Oh my gosh, retired? Oh, so you make partner and then you're like, you basically fuck off to Scotland. Okay, I've made partner. Ciao, bye. Take care. I'm enjoying the fresh air. That's good. We have fresh air here too. If I open the window, which I would never do. I mean, come on. I'm a gamer. Why would I open the window? So yeah, essentially, from a development standpoint, as I mentioned last week, I know basically nothing about developing this kind of thing. I don't really know. Back on 3rd of September, however long that is. Okay, Panther. Sounds good. It's like 2 weeks from now, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a dev, so I don't actually know anything about developing applications or building an app. I know a lot about development because I watch, you know, a lot of development streamers, coding streamers, and I've written like tiny things. The drop target needs to be bigger. Really? That's already max size, you know. You want to bump it? We can bump it, but it's already oversized. I don't think it needs to be any bigger, Jay Walter. I'm surprised that no one's hit it though. That is quite surprising. Yeah, so I don't really know much about the whole fetch the data from an API kind of part. I know quite a bit about processing it in a database and doing analytics with it. But I don't know beyond that point, once we have the analytical stuff, how to output it to a browser. So those parts on the edges, which is pretty much, I guess, the framework of what I'm doing, those parts are the unknown. But the analytical part, that's the brains. And I don't care that it's open source. I'm going to put it in GitHub and it's going to be available to everyone to use. I don't care that everyone sees exactly how it works. If someone wants to go and clone it, go ahead. But, you know, it's going to be just SQL for sure. There will be some SQL queries to compute the various metrics that we want to do. So that's in this do analytics part, which is basically 90% of the project is basically that. And we have to somehow also visualize it, because it's useless to have all that data in there and just in a database and you're on stream and you're not concentrating on accessing stuff in a database. You're trying to stream whatever you're streaming. And so I've been in, actually, one thing I wanted to mention. So normally when you would design a product for the market, you would probably do some research about whether it's a real need and stuff like that, so that you don't design something that actually doesn't solve someone's problem. But here we're taking a different approach, because I don't really care if this solves someone's specific problem or not. So I don't care if someone actually has this issue. like, we haven't even talked about the problem actually. So like normally we would have a problem statement here, and the problem statement would be like, as a streamer, I find it difficult to understand what's happening in my live stream in order to make decisions about my content I'm showing, or something like that. But what I have been doing, because I think it's interesting, is I've been hanging out in some, let's say, medium-sized streamers chat, let's say 2 to 800 viewers, and I've been sort of gathering intel, asking the streamer a few questions about what they look at while they're streaming. I've asked some smaller streamers as well, just to kind of check myself before I wreck myself. Chat spy. Name suggestion, what up Twitch? Oh, that's actually kind of a fun one. Good name suggestions. Bring them on. What up Twitch? I will have to check also their terms of service and things like that, but I know for personal use it's not an issue. Yeah, so I've gotten some interesting feedback. One piece of feedback, I won't reveal obviously who said these things, I think that's private. One streamer said that when I said, well, wouldn't it be great if, because I asked initially whether they looked at their stats at all, and they said yes after their stream, and they actually showed their stats on stream briefly and said, yeah, I look at this and this and this. And I said, yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if you knew those things during your stream? And their point was, why? They just said, why would I want to know that during the stream? And I think that's the kind of core of the issue about analytics, is that I think a lot of people don't understand the potential that's there for it to add value to the stream. It's not just about knowing, oh, the last 10 minutes of my stream have been the most active since I started streaming, or something like that. What I'm talking about is, for example, I think it's very important to remember people on Twitch. So Data Dev, for example, I've seen you in chat many times, so I remember you, and I try to remember things about each person, and that's very difficult to do as you grow. Someone like White Panther is a little bit easier to remember because I sort of vaguely can picture her face. If someone streams, then it's usually a little bit easier, but it's nice to be remembered, right? As a viewer, I also appreciate that when I go into a streamer's chat with 500-600 viewers and I say hello and they say hi, welcome back, oh, what about this thing from last time, and they actually remember, and that's very impressive. And I think there's a lot of potential for this kind of application that we're talking about to surface users, and that's why one of the key features I think will be this key users feature, where it talks about, for example, hey, this user has been in every single, I don't know, this user has like, I don't know, you could technically get watch time for each user that's in your current stream, and then rank them against each other. Now, of course, there may be users that have a higher rank that are not currently watching your stream, but you could say, hey, this user is top ranked view time of X hours, right? And that would already give you an indication, okay, I've streamed this many hours on Twitch, this person's watched this many hours, that's like 30% of my total stream time they've watched. And being able to like call them out, being able to like talk to them at that point and say, for example, Homeless, hey, how you doing, by the way? Homeless, you've been here and I appreciate you. I think it's really cool how much you come to the stream and how much you support. I really like that. And I think viewers would really like those kind of interactions. And it just makes it a little bit easier for the streamer. The viewer doesn't necessarily need to understand how that's possible. I think it's just a cool thing. And I do feel like the one thing that Twitch is totally missing the ball on is sentiment analysis, certainly for larger streamers. because the emotes could be technically mapped to certain emotions, I guess, in a way, because, you know, each emote has a kind of connotation, and if you started to build a sort of index of emotes saying like this one can equate to these emotions, and then in very large streams where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of messages happening, like, you know, 40k viewers, the streamers are looking at the emote to kind of judge what's happening. And it would be really cool to have something that's working in real time that can actually gauge sentiment of chat. But anyway, enough talking. I don't know a lot about development. That's why I've allowed backseating. I encourage anybody who has development experience to weigh in during this project, because this will be something that's going to take, I don't know, years to complete, probably. I'm guessing like 3 to 6 months, something like that. Okay, that's a weird chat. That's a weird track. We're just gonna go. Are we coding in darklang? What is darklang? Can we code in something called darklang? It sounds pretty cool. There he goes. It's Jay Walter. Are you a fan of darklang? What is darklang? I don't even know what that is. Holistic programming. Dark. Serverless backend. Does not support WebSockets. Do I need a WebSocket for this? I don't even know if I need a WebSocket yet. So let me explain a little bit about what I intend to do today. What I intend to do today is work on this part. I want to figure out, okay, these are all the data sources that I need, okay? I need stream meta info. I need viewers and the user IDs. I need chatters and the user IDs. I need the user meta info about whether they're a follower or not. Yeah, their watch time, all that kind of stuff. I need chat content. So this could be like commands, like the actual chat, right? I need information about hype trains, ads, bits, channel points, clips, polls, moderation, predictions, and rates. I need all those things. And what I would like to do is for each of those data sources, map out where I'm going to get it from. And maybe, chat, you can help me. Looks like lots of WebSockets. 90 million WebSockets, more like 90 million lumens. Boom, it's light mode. I'm sorry. So yeah, some of these are going to come from certain places. Now, what I know is that Finite has done amazing work with Tau, and Tau could potentially allow us to get all of these things without having to code individual endpoints. That's my hope. Then would come the second part, which is I need to somehow find a way to write this into a database. And then we can start to think about how to use it. It'll probably be something like Postgres. Performance-wise, I think that's pretty decent, but let's see. It really depends on architecture of how we want to do it. Depends on how we get the data. We'll have to obviously come up with the data model and things like that. So, what was I doing here? What do I need to do? Yeah, so the first thing, what I was wondering, which is actually a really dumb question, but I don't have an answer to this question. Not the chat stuff at this point, but all of the other events. Okay, as far as I know, Tau includes all the Helix APIs, which sounds awesome. Yeah, see? So maybe we could even expand Tau as part of our work to get the chat stuff. So here's the thing, what I don't understand. And please, somebody, I would appreciate if someone told me this, because I don't really understand this. If I'm making something, I would normally create a repository. This is why I didn't do it yet. I would create a repository called stat or whatever we're calling this thing. Pick your name of choice from here. I'll just leave this up for now. I don't know, Streamlens or whatever. I actually quite like Streamlens, by the way. I think it's a really good name. I would create a repo called Streamlens, and I would write my code in there. The thing is, though, what happens if I want to use something that's already made, like Tau? How do I include that in my repository so that everything stays together? Because if I fork this, it creates a fork in my project, which is a direct copy. So that's something I really don't understand how that works development wise. There's already an IRC client that is listening for emotes for channel point redemptions, and adding more chat stuff is on the roadmap. Ah, so you already have an IRC client in Tau. Really? That's really cool. So yeah, Finite's Tau stuff looks like a really, really good solution because it has the things that we need, because we get all the events that we need. But obviously I'll need to figure out how to manage this. Yes, stat, but Streamlens already exists. Yeah, I know it exists, but who cares? Who cares? This just follows your this just follows people around the internet. By the way, if you want the lumens off, I actually installed dark mode. I installed this extension, I can't remember the name. Tau is a service that runs on its own. Dev-wise, you'd define Tau as a dependency and not include it directly in your repository. There are ways to bring another project into your Git repository and have it update, but I've never done it myself. Streamlens. That's a fun one. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That went to white. Why did it do that? Interesting. So let's do Streamlens. Oops. So I don't know, like, if there's any good, what do you call them? Synonyms for lens? But yeah, anything involving that could be good. Streamlens. Pro Streamlens. Put pro in front of any of these. Streamlens. I was thinking of like basically when you enhance, right? So it's like stream enhancer or something. Sounds like a drug. Pro Streamlens, it's memes. I love it. So there's Streamlens, and then I'm gonna put these in brackets so we can keep them together. So there's Pro Streamlens, and there's also Streamlens Pro Plus. There's also, or like Streamlens, what is it? Ultimate? Streamlens Pro Plus Cloud Edition. Yeah, exactly. Pro Streamlens Plus Ultimate Cloud Edition. So I don't really know how to get Tau into my project yet. That's what is like a bit confusing for me. And I don't really know if anybody knows how to do that properly. Like, how do I define it as a dependency? Define Git project as dependency. Submodules. Pro Plus are caffeine tablets. Really? It depends on the programming language you're going to use. For example, if you're building a Node app, you will use a package JSON file. In your docs, you'd have to have some sort of tau URL user environment variable that points to the running tau instance. Yeah, see, like, this is the thing. I actually kind of feel a little bit over my head for this part, right? For like developing the sort of app that surrounds this app, that surrounds the kind of core logic. All I'm really interested in is, as like myself, is getting my hands on the data and manipulating it to be useful. And everything around that is kind of secondary for me, but I understand that it has to happen so that other people can use it, because they won't do those steps of getting the data and everything the same way that I do. Or it should be easy for them. We're working on getting it on Docker Hub, as it is totally contained as a self-running server, and it's written in Python. Exactly. So I don't know Python. I know JavaScript, which would make this relatively straightforward to do. So I'm just wondering what the best way of doing this is. One thing I thought of doing is just, for now, basically forking tau. Because if I understand correctly, setting up tau only takes a few minutes. Basically, I should clone the repo, or like, basically, wait a second. Do I have to fork tau first? I would think of tau as a database management system, so define it as a dependency and don't try to include it in your repo. Okay. But I could already start to work with tau just to see how it works, because I haven't used it yet. That would be maybe cool today if I just get that up and running and get the data. Twitch specific database API service that you have your code connect to. Yeah. Okay. That's why I think it's the best solution for what I'm trying to do. Because basically what I'm doing is I just need something that gets the Twitch data, and I'll do the rest. I'll put it into my database and I'll do the stuff that I need to do with it. Okay, so gosh, this is going to be very hard, isn't it? I think this is going to be difficult or impossible for me. I even think at this point it might even be impossible for me to do it. No need to fork, cloning is enough. Also, Node has its own Postgres that you would have access to. Yeah, I was about to ask that, Finite. So it stores stuff in Postgres, which means I could technically use that already. Okay, yeah. So as Mystery Husband says, anything worth doing is difficult and takes a long time. Or did he say anyone worth doing? Gotcha! Alright, so let's clone it. And get tau up and running. Why not? Also, I made my terminal window transparent because it just looks so cool when it's transparent. I'm such a nerd. Alright, so I can actually merge these together. Alright, so we have one window here, which is that. And... no, what? Whatever, okay. So let's clone tau. Git clone tau. Question 1, do you have Docker installed? Of course. Of course. Well, he was talking to Mini Panther, so no. Okay. I have Docker installed. Nice, okay. Okay, what's in here? Interesting. I actually think I need to change the... This is where the lag might start, by the way. Because Docker is intense. I have Docker installed Finite because I actually use Docker for my own version of Postgres. Because it's just so much easier than installing it directly. You'll want to read the docs in the README. What? No. Hold on a second. Did you just say that I should read the documentation? I feel like Finite doesn't know developers well enough. Because honestly, I don't want to read the documentation. Most developers will look at this and then just go, no, not doing it. Hey Yost, what is documentation? I don't know, actually. Yes, I did. I've now seen what happens when people don't with Tau. Oh. Also, my camera is... Hold on a second. It's a bit off. Okay. Just do docker run -it. I guess it's that simple. So I don't know anything about Python, so if stuff doesn't work, we're just gonna do docker compose up, no? I'm not even gonna read the documentation. Twitch setup. Fill in a name, add... Oh, I see. Okay. So I need to add some stuff with Twitch. Fascinating. Yeah, Twitch will say no data for you. That makes sense. Okay, it's not there, so it's fine. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have an environment thing, which is fine. I understand. Okay. Yost, how are you today, my friend? It's been, I think last time you were here, you were just lurking or something. So I already have a Twitch app, actually. I already have a Twitch app. I just didn't call it Tau. I called it Statty McStats Face. Alright, so this is the... Oh, that's not the right one. There we go. So I'm going to use 8000 because I think that's a responsible thing to do. It's just to use the default one. Add. Remove. Oh, we only need one. Okay. Same old, same old. It's that time of the evening where if I don't code on a side project, I waste the rest of the day. Oh, Yost. You know, you can also spend your evenings just watching Netflix or something. It's also totally okay. Can take, you know, some time off. Resting is worth it. Absolutely. So I have my client ID. I'm not going to expose it. I've already done that last stream. Make sure you set the port. Yeah, absolutely. Finite. Okay. I've done that. Select a category. Analytics tool. Click create, manage for the Tau app. Here's where you can find client ID, client secret. You'll need these later. Local environment setup. Now that you've obtained your client ID and client secret, it's time to set up your environment file. I have included a environment sample file. Copy this and rename to env. Okay. So let's open up the folder. Actually, I don't need to do that. I already have VS Code running. Tau. Environment sample. Is that the one you said? Environment sample. So if I just copy this. Where's paste? There we go. And we'll rename this one. What the? Where's rename here? There we go. Rename this to .env. It is a Django app that runs in a container. Oh! Fun! Fun, fun, fun. Set your Twitch app client ID. Well, that's easy enough. I have to say, so far, this is a breeze. This is truly a breeze. Okay? Set your Twitch app secret. This is the client secret. Okay, I'm taking this off stream so y'all don't see Statty McStats face. I will do a new secret that invalidates the old one, and I don't care. I also should not show this on stream either, right? Probably. I guess. Okay. That's done. This secret is required for Twitch event sub. It's the one that you generate yourself. How do you... Twitch webhook secret? What the hell is that? Random string. It's just a random string. If I use the pre-populated one, it doesn't really matter, right? You can use this one or generate one yourself. I choose not to. This is the root password, which will be set for your Postgres container. You can use this one here, but I will set my own. Yes, I will set my own. It won't matter at all. Thanks, Finite. Okay. Root password for Postgres. Okay. Let's... Okay, I'm gonna do like this. If I blur, then you can still see everything. Okay, but you can't see the specifics. So you can see what I'm doing, but just not the specifics, okay? Because I don't want to exclude you, chat. I just think it's a bit mean to exclude you entirely. Yeah, so I'm just gonna generate a little password. I think we'll go to 16. That seems good. Yeah, throw paper balls. No problem. Oh, I don't want those. No, that's gonna cause problems. Okay, that's good. All right. If you're wondering how I'm doing this, because someone always asks, it's our lovely friend Luce who wrote a blog post about it. This is the password used for the Django database. I will not need to use that. This is a random key for Django. You can use this one, but it's more secure to generate your own. Sure, why not? Random key for Django. What does that even do though? Like if you already have one, I don't know. Anyhow, okay, so it salts any passwords in the database. Ah, nice. Default port is 8000. ngrok. It is recommended that you use a free or paid ngrok account, as non-account tunnels have more limited connection counts. If you have a ngrok token, uncomment the line below and provide your token. What? Thank you, Panther, for the salty bit. It works okay without ngrok to get up and running. I think because you're only doing it on one for one account at a time. Like for the data I'm going to be getting, it's just for your account. I don't think you'll hit any limits, to be honest. I think, like, I don't think it's going to be an issue. What do you think, Finite? You might. Really? I looked at the API limits. It didn't seem so... I don't know. Didn't seem so... 20 connection count limit. Twitch makes connections from different IP addresses. I would like to give a particularly special shout out right now, because I know that Miss Two Shoes is currently watching the stream. So, hello. And I hope you're enjoying the stream. So you can have different different connection for each webhook. You get 40 connections with free tier. We'll just leave that for now, and we'll see if we run into that problem. For a large streamer, they might run into that problem. I don't think I'll run into that problem. Okay, so the environment has been saved. It's saved, which also means we can probably... I've closed the environment file, so we can go back. You can absolutely get started without an ngrok account, in my experience. Wonderful. Thank you both for your valuable experience. Okay. You'll probably never need to use the Postgres password, but you do need to set them to something in order to build the containers. Please leave any other values alone unless you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But feel free to drop. Jay Walter hits a 55. Like a little claw machine. Oh, Panther coming in strong. 97. 27. That is a very good score, Panther. Yoast doesn't look too bad. I think he might... Nah, I think he might go over, yeah. Data with the sad. Oh, that could be something. Finite coming in with speed. Oh, not enough to take Panther from the throne. Solid effort, everyone. I just scored 99-35 in my own drop game. Let me guess, Jay Walter, you can only score between 99 and 100, right? Not rigged? Sure. Definitely not rigged. Alright, so now we can do the Docker stuff. Hey, that's cool. Okay. Docker compose up. Oops. So it's pulling some stuff. He ran 1 million simulations. Only 1 million? I would have thought like 100 million simulations. Surely that would be enough. Excuse me, please.
I think I am getting a text message. Whoop. Ah, there it is.
Okay. So now where the Docker stuff gets intense, this is where the intense stream desync probably starts, if I had to guess. I'm not previewing OBS. I trust in OBS. Pulling Postgres, Redis, and a Python environment, so it gets everything containerized. Yeah, it doesn't affect anything locally, exactly. That's why Docker is so great. Docker intensifies! Exactly. More intense Docker stuff. Oh, that wasn't the right one. I wanted the other one. The first build can take a few minutes, but it should fire up much more quickly on subsequent runs. Yep, that's normal. We need 90 million runs, exactly. The 90 million thing has kind of become a meme now, hasn't it, Panther? I feel like it's got good meme potential. All right, so I'll leave the names on here in case anyone is thinking of some names. I'm still really partial to Justin Numbers, purely because I think the domain is available. It's a good meme. I need to transfer it to my channel somehow. I was thinking that you could write an app that just whites your entire, I mean, basically you just create a color, what's it called in OBS? A color layer, like a scene that's just white. And you put it in the right slot, and then you have a channel point redemption that's called 90 million lumens, and it activates that white semi-transparent layer, and it's like people can still see what you're doing, but everything is 90 million lumens brighter. Basically. I don't need to do that. I can just open a web page, see. But I have a feeling that it has good meme potential. Now that I've put throw a paper ball on here because of you, Panther, I feel like you should reciprocate. You'll do it first stream back. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, Justin Numbers. JustinNumbers.com. See, it's available. That's the thing, it's available. Let's check some of the other ones. Stream Juice. Oh, someone has that already. I'm afraid to know what it is. I'm gonna do this off stream, I'm afraid. I don't know what this is. Oh, what? It doesn't resolve. What the hell? Okay, no one's doing anything with it. That's weird. Okay, what else we got? By the way, I'm just doing this because Docker's building, so. Channel Pulse. Channelpulse.dev. I think, Joost, I think that was your suggestion, right? Channelpulse.dev. I think I mistyped dev before. Ooh! Okay, we could have that one. What about .com? Is it also available? Ah, channelpulse.com is unavailable. Okay. I'm gonna check it out off stream. Also not resolved. Ugh, come on, this is ridiculous. Stream Pulse? Get.io, it's more hipster. If you can think of a name that ends in IO, that would be perfect, because then we would truncate it, you know? Like if it was called, I don't know, like if it was called something like, stream... Channel Pulse. Ooh, channelpul.se. That would actually be kind of fun. That would be actually kind of fun. Now I was thinking like, Stream Scorchio? Oh my word. What is this? This isn't Mortal Kombat, Panther. By the way, Ian, hello and welcome in. Thank you for tooting on my stream. I appreciate it. Oh. This looks promising. How far is it? It's a bit too tricky to read for me. I feel like we maybe need to bring back the transparency a little bit. I'm not sure. Postgres is ready. I do like the logging though. The logging seems to be quite good. Is SE reserved for Swedish companies and citizens? I don't think so. I think you can get Swedish domain names without being in Sweden. Otherwise we just register the company in Sweden. Or I'll ask Enceladasaurus to register the domain for me or something. No problem. We need White Panther's startup naming app. KO. Stream Braga Doc IO. What is this? I don't even know what that means, but sure. Oh, that doesn't work. Weird. Okay, stream Braga doc.io. Stream Braga doc. Ooh, what about the stream doctor? Stream mustachio. Y'all are hilarious with the names. Stream mustache. There's not a lot of words that end in braggadocio, as in boastful or arrogant behavior. Ah, fun. Ali, what is this going to do? Okay, so what this is going to do is give you a real-time overview of your stream to easily make decisions about content and recognize early warning indicators of activities. Stream put output. Stream input output. I could not come up with these names even if I tried. Stream input output.io. Honestly, that's just very hard. Can you give an example of what that means? Oh, you Googled for words ending in IO, Joost. Okay, Ali, so for example, let's imagine that I was raided. So I'm around 18 viewers at the moment, something like that. Let's imagine that there was a raid 5 minutes ago, and that brought in like 6 or 7 viewers. And I would be able to know by looking at my app that's running, I would be able to know that 80% of those viewers from the raid 6 minutes ago are no longer watching my stream. They've already left. What that would tell me is one of two things. Either those viewers from the raid weren't interested in my stream, or the timing wasn't correct, okay? Or that the content I was bringing to them was not what they expected. One of those two things. Now I can put that in the back of my mind and think about that post-stream, and think about that if that happens over several streams, if that behavior is a pattern that emerges, I would like take some notes down or something like that. Basically, that's what I would find out. That kind of thing. Also, it would allow me to surface things like major contributing activities. So if I'm a larger stream, it could be, for example, you know, if I'm at 200 viewers, I might not know, of course that would never happen to me, but if I'm at like 200 viewers, I don't know exactly what activities are contributing to what. Like, I don't know, maybe if someone said something in chat and suddenly the chatter frequency increased by like 300% for the next few minutes, with that person being the most active chatter. And I think there's like kind of conversation drivers in chat, like the streamer is the focus, but of course there's always conversations happening in chat at the same time. So I think there's a lot of potential for like surfacing certain types of activities happening in chat. Does that make more sense, Ali? That explanation? Does it kind of... I also don't know exactly what it's going to do yet. Like, these are just my ideas, and how they're actually going to look in reality is, well, you know, Okay, so Tao is ready to go. Stream bragger. Hello, Steffi. Good name suggestion. What is an ER domain? Is that reserved for hospitals or something? Stream bragger. I don't even know what ER is. That's all the words that end in IO. Both of them. Okay, that's good. Hello, Devashish, or D3. Ah, Eritrea. Wow, I had no idea they had... Well, it makes sense they have their own TLD, but I just didn't know it off heart. I guess the domain is available. Joost and Steffi competing for information. Alright, so the feels when you see a raid come in, the numbers steadily drop. Not that I've ever experienced this. No, Finite, of course not. I mean, that's never happened to me either. I'm just saying as an example, that could happen. That you get a raid and then, you know, the numbers just drop for whatever reason. What's interesting, okay, just about raids for the moment. What's interesting is I had an idea a while ago which this app could develop into that idea as well. Like if what I'm trying to do doesn't really seem viable anymore. One thing I wanted to do was actually map the path that raids take that involve science and tech as a category. I wanted to find a way to chart basically how raids start somewhere and how they end, in the sense that where the viewers go, like a sort of tree map kind of thing, like, or sorry, not a tree map, like a graph, like a node kind of graph thing, raid chain visualizer, yeah, something like that, where basically I would see how raids go from science and tech to other categories, whether we're getting raided in our category, science and tech, whether we're getting raided often by certain categories in particular, because it could also be a growth tactic. CM Griffing does that. He's got a bot that follows raid chains. What? Really? He doesn't. He just watches the browser history of his chat window. Yeah, I would like to do it on a more, like a more, how do you call that? Analytical view. So I think if I set this up properly, I could also pivot to that, if that's more interesting, let's say. And I think that's what's interesting. It would be as a growth tactic. So for example, I mean, I know many streamers like White Panther, for example. Now that they're partnered, they'd also like to really break into those bigger numbers, right? And Twitch can help them do that, of course, with one of their partner managers. But if we were able to give information, if I was able to go to White Panther and say, hey, listen, here's an analysis of all the raids that have happened on Twitch in the last 60 days. And what I found is that over half of the raids in science and tech start from outside science and tech, meaning just chatting or art or somewhere else. Then that would be really valuable for us to understand about where we should be hanging out as a viewer to spread kind of the awareness of science and tech as a category. That kind of thing. Another thing that would be cool, let's say user XYZ raids me and their viewers stick along for longer than average. You can let user XYZ know that their viewers like your content. I'm never sure if my viewers like the places I raid. Yeah, that could work conversely as well. For the person that actually did a raid, you could potentially report raid performance in some way, like tell them whether it was a good or a bad raid in a way. That's definitely something as well. Let me actually just note this down. I actually had this idea last time that all of these things we're talking about, I'd actually like to note them down as, I don't know, what would I call them? Let's call them feature ideas of some kind, because I don't want to lose them, even if they don't necessarily go into this thing. I just want to have them. So, oh, black is a poor choice. Let's choose... What color haven't we used? Yeah, that seems good. So it was raid chaining. Raid chains. follow raids where they start and end. And there was another thing now with the streamer who raids someone knows how good the raid performed. I don't think I've ever stuck around on a person's channel that I was raided into. Really, Yost? What would be the reason behind that? I think that's pretty interesting. Ali says, I leave Twitch on in the background and I end up on some weird channels because of raid chains. Yep. That's I think everyone has experienced that. For Twitch, you still count as a viewer if you haven't muted the stream, like itself in the player. If you've muted the tab, you still count. But I'm convinced that Twitch has a thing about if you haven't interacted with their site after a certain amount of time that they don't count you as an active viewer anymore. But there's nothing documented about it. Sometimes when I go to bed, I leave Twitch running on the last channel I was on to see where I end up in the morning. And I've ended up in some pretty strange places. That could actually be a kind of fun video, like for YouTube as well. It's like explore the raid chain, like start in science and tech on someone's channel and then just put it there and start recording and then see what happens. And that could be hilarious as like you could condense that into a video. It wouldn't be very science and techy, but it's just something, I don't know. So if you have ideas for things that could be cool in this project, then let me know. If you have name ideas, let me know. Like I said, the name is still completely up in the air. Of course, you know, Stream Scorchio sounds pretty epic. Yo says, I already follow any interesting science and tech streamer I might land in, and by the time a raid happens, I probably already spent too much time paying attention to a channel. My ADHD means if I don't judiciously rein in my distractions, I lose the whole day. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Ali says, that does happen. When I switch back to the tab, it always plays an ad immediately and then takes a while to buffer the stream. Yeah. So it's suspended playback. Yeah, I guess it suspends playback after a certain amount of time. That may also be the browser doing that to save resources to some extent. I've always thought about that. That awkward moment when you raid into a channel you're already in. That's not so awkward. Everybody multi-views, no? I sometimes have 6 streams on at any given time, and I'll just tab volume switch, like play with the Twitch volumes between them so I can listen to different ones at different times. Yoast, I'm probably not your average Twitch viewer. No, I don't think a lot of us in science and tech are average viewers, but in terms of the whole pool of Twitch viewership of that 190 whatever million it is per month, I think we're a small speck, so it probably doesn't change things. So Twitch won't see you as a viewer then, Ali. Okay. I'm not particularly concerned with this. I also don't think viewers are a really good statistic to look at in particular. I think it's a lot more valuable to think about things like, yeah, like who's still in chat after a raid, for example. There goes the finite pirate. Yes, engagement. So for example, if I was raided, let's say I'm at 20 viewers, I get raided by 40, raid with 40 viewers. Of those 40, how many were chatting in the next X minutes or whatever, last 5 minutes, compared to how many were chatting before? So did the raid cause more chatter, for example? Things like that. And that's going to be very difficult analytically, but that's the whole point of this project. Okay, so Finite says I can do, if I go to localhost 8000, I should be able to see Tau. First, you need to set up your Tau account. This does not have to match your Twitch username. You will add your Twitch account later. Oh, Finite has landed 7666. Very good. Seems that there was a little bump there. All right, so we're gonna blur so that I can enter my username. Obviously my username is going to be Matty2shoes, but my password, I'm going to generate one and create account. And it's been saved, so that's good. Channel name, okay, Matty_2shoes. After submitting, you will be forwarded to Twitch's API authentication where you may need to log into your Twitch account. Okay, so let's run blur just in case. Okay. Sorry, I can show this. I just want to... Seriously, this is so funny that it says Statty McStats face wants to access your account. It's literally the funniest thing. I didn't realize it would say it there. Alright, you're about to leave Twitch. Twitch has no control over localhost. Oh, that's interesting. Connection refused. Error redirect mismatch. Error description. Parameter redirect URI does not match registered URI. What happened to stat dot? I don't think it accepted the dot as a name or something weird like that. Can you click back once? Yes. Did I set 3000 in the Statty app? Back once more, okay. Oh dear. Did I set 3000 in the Statty app? Let's check. Where is that thing? Hold on one sec. No. No. It's 8000 in the app. In the redirect URI, hold on one sec, I have to get rid of this. How do I save this? Just checking there's nothing weird here. Okay. I misremembered, maybe it was the other one. No, so the redirect URI here is localhost 8000, Twitch callback. Thanks for the clip, J. Walter. Yeah, White Panther, why can't you remember correctly? Why can't you watch the stream properly? Come on. So this didn't work as expected. But that's okay, because we're developers. At least everyone in chat is a developer. That is very strange, it matches, yes. Should we just try again? We can just try again. It's hard to remember things when I'm looking at 90 million lumens. Oh, there we go. Okay, it worked. Here we go. Did it. I like the naming. Twitch API unfudger. Okay. So maybe it might have been... Did you just... What? Did you just follow and unfollow? Yep. Wonderful. So we're done. Wonderful. What now? Twitch stats unfudger. Or I can call mine Twitch fudging stats. So this is all going to be written into Postgres. Everybody's doing this now. Su and Tsao. My name is Wing Tzu. I developed Twitch stats unfudger, and it uses Twitch API unfudger.
Wow.
Yeah, so okay, I think we know it works now. Chat. So this is all written into my Postgres, right? So technically, I can access the Postgres stuff. We need to make sure it keeps working. Yeah, because that's IT, right? Like 5 minutes ago, it was working and now it isn't. Okay, so channel point redemption follows. What are updates? What are updates? Cheers are bits, right? I think those are bits. So someone who's offline, they can raid me. It's when you update your stream title, category, etc. Okay. We can edit stream info. I'll just save it. Here we go. So I updated the stream title. I don't think it changed anything. Hey, thanks for the cheer, Jay Walter. Appreciate it. Let's drop while we have chaos bits running. Little, oh no, don't push me down. Oh, that's unfair. Oh. You have to make an actual change or it doesn't trigger the event. Okay. I'll just add a command at the end. Stream updated. Awesome. This is so cool. Honestly, Finite, this is like the sickest thing ever. Oh wow, I landed 93. Do we have dark mode on this? Yeah, dark mode. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Now I need to access the data. So what does it tell me here about entering? Okay, I don't care about a bot. I don't need that. To connect to your bot, you'll need an auth token. Simply point your bot's WebSocket to Twitch events. And then you get a WebSocket, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Pull download code from blah, blah, blah. Destroy the container. By the way, Docker in the newest version, in the Docker in the newest version, Finite, you can actually write Docker compose as a dash to have more verbose output. By the way, if you'd like to update this. Both work, but I prefer using the dash in between. Okay, so then you connect your client to Tao's WebSocket. So now you can go to localhost 8000 API v1 to start accessing data. Okay. API v1. Page not found, 404. What? I'm wondering if anybody has A/B tested different channel layouts. Most people have facecam in the bottom right, for example, but that is scientifically proven to be better. So Ali, that's a very interesting question. I actually went and looked. So the main issue with putting your camera on any other spot, apart from top right, like that could technically work. So up there, the issue is that on the left side, Twitch has these panel things. I don't remember what they're called. What was it called? Okay, so Docker Compose is the old version with the dash. Oh, sorry, you're right. You're right. Oh, there needs to be a trailing slash. Hey, okay. Ooh. So this uses Django's REST framework. That's nice. Twitch events, heartbeat, streamers, Twitch scopes, Helix endpoints. Nice. So you've unified all the APIs into one endpoint, basically. Also, yeah, as Joost mentions, text is left to right. So if my facecam is on the right, it usually doesn't bother, doesn't distract as much from the content. I think it really depends on the channel content, though, for sure. And it's also like next to chat, kind of. As Panther said, yeah. This is a scam. Helix endpoints are which endpoints you want to enable scopes for. To hit the Twitch Helix endpoint pass-through, you hit localhost 8000 Helix / any endpoint. I think having facecam near to the chat window is probably helpful, but I'm mainly interested in the science. Sorry, Jay Walter, even dropping 100 emote doesn't help you. Alright, so what's the next step? So if we have, for example, what was the Helix endpoint? I can actually quit this. The Helix endpoint was like, we can hypothesize that it is better, but can we prove it? So purely from a statistical point of view, Ali, we cannot prove it because we cannot simultaneously have two layouts. So we cannot put layout A for a control group and layout B for a test group. That's the main thing. We can't A/B test the layouts at the same time. In theory, we could do one layout for one stream and another layout for the next stream and do the exact same content in both streams, but we still won't know because it's different times, different viewers, etc. So we have to kind of accept that it's going to be, you know. All right, so Nightlight, nice to see you here. You could have two accounts. Oh, you say in stream to both at the same time. Yeah, but yeah, the viewers are still going to be different. You won't have the same people watching both streams. How about the technically you don't want... Ah, wait, you don't want someone to watch both streams. So you could technically use Restream to stream to a second Twitch account. Huh. With a different layout. So I have to go back to the dashboard, click the hamburger. So if I go back to the dashboard and go to the hamburger, and then I go to Tau settings, and now I can do the Helix endpoints. Ah, this was the one you were talking about, the IRC thing. So I'm going to use IRC, most definitely, because I want to get that stuff too. Click the scopes you would like to use. Okay. Hamburger. Steamed hams. You could have two accounts. Yeah, it's true. It's true, actually. Okay, I want to read... What's game analytics? Let's find out what that is. I actually don't know what that is. That's the... Developers, you could download analytics reports for their games, but that would give us, that would give us science and tech stuff. That's actually kind of cool. Let's get that anyway. Okay, bits, channel commercial, that's ads, channel information, we need that, polls, predictions. Oh, these are managed. Hold on. Are these the right scopes? But also, if you have long-term analytics, then day-to-day variance becomes less important. Of course, yeah. But how long, right? Like how long will be long-term, right? Because also things change over time. It's also the thing. Redemptions. Schedule is not important. That's just VODs. Channel editors, hype train, polls, predictions. Oh, I don't need to, hold on, I don't need to create polls. Hold on, I don't need to create polls and predictions. I need to, where is the read redemptions? I don't need that one, okay. Actually, I don't know if analytics will work, as I believe it is for the game publisher to get access. So your account won't have any games scoped that you can view. Also, okay, let's watch the clip because everybody's been posting it. Statty McStatsface. Okay. Sorry, I can show this. I just want to... Seriously, this is so funny that it says Statty McStatsface wants to access your account. I think Jay Walter also clipped it. So there's 2 clips there, but it's fine, no problem. It was very funny. I still think it's funny. Okay, so I don't need to manage. I don't need to start. Oh, I don't need the start commercial thing. Well, let's see what happens with the game analytics thing. Create stream marker, replace. I might need to create markers because I would actually with the application I actually need to note this down. So one thing I was thinking about was I could potentially make the post analysis even easier on multiple streams by basically create stream markers during significant analytics events. Oh my gosh, come on. So basically, if there was a raid, I could automatically create a stream marker for that moment. Because I'm listening for that anyway. And that would make the post analysis even easier. Because I know where those markers are. If that makes sense. Okay, so also, you should have a dark mode finite. So let's see, we need to read the stream key? No, we do not need to do that. We need to read subscriptions. Let's forget clips. So there's, okay, auto mod, that's interesting. Moderation is good. Update user extensions, create follows. Manage blocked users, that could be useful. Block user, unblock. No, sorry, this one. This is the one I want. And then get stream markers, get extensions, get user active extensions, get followed streams, and check the subscription. I think that's the ones we want. There's an entire overhaul of the front end coming soon. Nice. Hey Ian, thank you for those 100 biddies. Very appreciated. Definitely drop. With chaos bits running, should have a good chance. Ooh, Ian, that looks not bad. No, the potato moved you. Oh, and I got potatoed as well. Panther's the only one who stands a chance now. Actually, Panther's drop looks quite good. Ooh, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, 12.95, not bad. Respectable. Look at that wrap Panther flex. Indeed. Indeed, but I mean, you can flex your own emotes. I do it all the time. Okay, so these are the things I want. I'm gonna update the token. Okay. Static McStats face. Authorize. Okay, so I've basically authorized all those additional things to the token, right? I think. I need to make a short break. I'll give you something to look at in the meantime in chat, I promise. Give me 1 second, chat. Sorry for the weird sounds. I was wondering if you can see anything. Maybe. Give me 1 second. I think you can see someone there in the corner. So I'll be back in a minute. I just need to, you know, do business. Be right back.
An artificial paradise.
Hello, hello, friends. Hello, Slat. Welcome back. Yeah, she's chilling again. She's having a good time. She's just chilling. So let's get back to things. This is what we want. Okay, so localhost helix / cheer mode. I read the helix endpoint wrong. Did you wee yourself again? Hey, that never happened in the first place. I never weed myself in the first place, just to let you know. That didn't happen. Despite what people say, it didn't happen. So if I go to localhost / API / v1 / oh no, don't I need to do API v1? Or that's just the overview. Twitch / helix / bits cheer modes. Was that 3 denials in a row? It was however many times I denied it. I wasn't counting. What is this? Data prefix cheer tiers. Main bits 1, ID 1, color, images, dark, light, can cheer true, show in bits. Min bits 100. Ah, these are my emotes. For cheering or what? There's a clip where I said it. I don't know what you're talking about. This is for the data exactly passed through from the Twitch Helix API. Ah, okay. So these are all the bit tiers. Okay. Okay. This is cool. So these are the bit tiers. So basically, if I go to the Twitch Helix API documentation and get one of the information that I want, these are the default Twitch cheer modes: salty, kappa, etc. You did what, Maddie? Oh no. I think I know what this is. Oh, interesting. This is not a link to the clip itself, so it's muted. Hold on. Can I get the direct link to the clip? Because I've muted Twitch so I don't hear myself. How do I get the... Isn't it like clips.twitch.tv something? Sorry. I didn't say anything. I don't know. I didn't hear anything. So you can hit any endpoint but replace api.twitch.tv/helix with localhost API Twitch Helix. If you've set up the proper scope, you get the data. Perfect. Okay, so let's do an example. Twitch Helix API. What was one of the ones we needed? It was, for example, get users. I think it was this one. api.twitch.tv/users. So basically, if we go to api/twitch/helix/users, then I get me, right? Note, for many of the endpoints you need to provide URL parameters like broadcaster ID. Yeah, exactly. And this is my profile picture, I assume. Yep. Okay, so nice. Very nice. Now comes the fun part. So how do I... So is this data being stored automatically in Postgres? Or is it something that I need to now basically tell it to do? That's the question. This data isn't, it's just a pass-through. So I would need to store this data. Okay. Let's review. The only thing stored in Postgres are the real-time events. Yeah, that's the most interesting stuff. Couldn't you just modify Tau to store all the data? In theory. Okay, so what if I do a different one like get something else? Where's a chatter thing? I thought there was a chatters thing where you could know who's in chat, you know? Is that via the extension? Event sub? Is that an event sub? I could, but I didn't see a reason for it. You'd need to then look for a particular Helix request at a particular time, which doesn't seem like it would be very useful, since you can easily just requery. That might be only via IRC. Event sub doesn't have any chat stuff. Oh yeah, so where's the IRC stuff? This is the Helix stuff. Where's the IRC stuff? Because I don't see it here in the overview. The current IRC doesn't do anything useful for you. Really? That's unfortunate.
Disappointed!
It's only grabbing emote data. TMI Twitch TV group user Matty Tush's chatters. Yeah, exactly, Yoast. So where would I, how would I, because this is the TMI one. It's not the Helix endpoint. So if I just do, but TMI, is that Twitch's own, that is Twitch's own thing, right? Twitch.tv /group? Is that work? Is that gonna, that's not gonna work. Twitch /group/user? That's not gonna work. Of course not. TMI is the IRC interface. Ah, okay. That doesn't work through Tau, right? Okay, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean now, Yoast. Yeah. Exactly. There's not even auth for that. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so basically in the app design, if I go back to my Miro board here, we only need TMI and Tau, right? Like, from what I understand, we only need those two sources to cover all of those things. I mean, let's check, for example. Let's do the check. Hello, that noob. Welcome in. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. It's amazing that the URL exists like that. Yeah, I mean, that's how all the analytics stuff is working, right? That's how it's doing it. It's been a hard brain F day. Ooh. You found it in a forum post from 2017. I think I have the link somewhere in my Trello board. Okay, so we can probably minify this a little bit because it's just a sort of thing telling us what's happening. And yes, do go ahead and draw. So my understanding is we're only going to need the TMI API and Tau to cover all of these things. So let's go through them and we can add a check mark or a cross if we think something is there or not. Can all my digital friends drop? Surly, I would recommend that somebody use a bit first to get some chaos going. Otherwise, I think they're just gonna all drop together. It looks like the list is only periodically updated since noob is not on it for you. Ah. I can just go back to here. Dark mode. But yeah, certainly basically, yes, you can, of course. If you'd like to drop your friends. It's just, I think it's more fun with chaos bits, personally. You should get the JSON viewer Chrome extension. I don't really need it. That's the thing. All right, so here's what I'm thinking, chat. I'm thinking we have to figure out what is happening here. We have to figure out if these things are in here. So let's do the check together. How can I undo that? There we go. So the stream meta info, that's good. That's in Tau. The viewers and user ID, Ooh, Is that in there? How do I know if I have viewers in here? I don't think though. I think that's in the... That would be in TMI, right? I think that's in... Because basically TMI is giving you viewers and chatters and stuff like that. So, okay, I would say... Well, maybe we need to categorize, actually. Hold on a second. I think I want to do... Give me a second here. I want to do a circle. I'm gonna make this one. This circle is going to be... I want it to be green. What if I don't want a border? There we go. So this circle, no, hold on. This circle is going to be purple and tau is going to be blue, like finite. Blue. Is there a list of TMI JSON URLs? That's a good question. All right, so tau is providing us with stream meta info. The ads, I believe. Where would I find that? Under the subscriptions, right? What was the ads thing? Ads. Start commercial. Oh, hold on a second. Can you not run analytics about when ads ran? Ooh, interesting. So you only know about when a commercial was started. You can only start a commercial. You don't know when commercials have been run. Oh, that's balls. That's total balls. That's terrible. I don't know if there's any data about commercials actually being run. I would imagine that only advertisers have access to that. It's not a public API thing. Otherwise you could do probably some really nasty stuff with that information. You could start computing revenue and stuff for certain streamers if you had that. Okay, so that's not available. Load the plane. The plane is loaded, dropping in 2 minutes. You asked before, Surly, what chaos bits are. If people donate bits, then it per each bit it like generates lots of little icons. Icons? No, what's it generates like things that fly around the screen, and they interact with the drop game. That's why it's so funny. All right, so okay, so ads is not possible actually. So I'm gonna have to put a red mark on that. I have to change this color because it's not unique enough now. Make it orange. All right. So what about channel points? We get that through tau. We get moderation through tau. Where was it? Oops. We get moderation through tau, right? I believe we did. User meta info is follower can be grabbed via tau helix. Okay. I believe the moderation we got through. Predictions I know we did. Polls I know we did. Raids we did. I'm not sure about clips. Bits definitely. Hype train definitely. The user meta info finite says you can grab it through helix. Soon to have moderation real time as well. Okay, but the moderation I think was already in there. Okay, so basically what we would get from TMI would be viewers, chatters, and chat content, basically. And ads isn't possible. But that's great. That's really good. That's really good, actually. Migrating all the API calls to React query with caching, plus a lot of my components are pretty meaty. Need to make more custom hooks. Yoast, are you using Tau? Is it dropping random emotes too? That's pretty funny. 10 seconds until drop. That's pretty funny. So I guess it's dropping random emotes too, from what it looks like. You can grab a list of all the clips of your channel via Helix. Dev.twitch.tv docs API reference get clips. Yes, you can get a list of clips from a viewer or for a particular broadcaster. Some drop commands add a random emote on the end. That's fun. Very cool. That's very fun. Let's see what this get clips. API Twitch Helix clips. Okay. So I think we can close this. Hype train events are forwarded to any local clients with the WebSocket. They're not shown in the dashboard. Okay. Slash API slash Helix slash clips. Bad request. Must provide at least clip ID, game ID, or broadcaster ID. So the broadcaster ID equals... Oh, what was my broadcaster ID? I saved it somewhere. Hold up a minute, chat. I saved it. I have it somewhere. How's the audio video sync today, by the way? I don't really know, because I'm not watching the OBS preview. I'm not really sure if it's good or bad. Let's put it that way. Broadcaster ID. Yay! All my clips. That's really cool. I haven't catched any desync yet. It's good. Pretty good. Dropped occasionally for a bit, but for the most part has been good. Seems fine. You're keeping your lips in sync with the audio just fine. Nice. So it was the issue that you mentioned. Yeah, if anyone is interested to know what my desync audio issue was, at least from my understanding. So there's still a problem with the Logitech Brio, the older version, with OBS on Mac. That's for sure. There is a kind of delay in the processing, but it was also a problem of my particular audio settings locally. I actually had it running at 44.1 kilohertz, but my OBS was set to 48 kilohertz, and that caused some of the desync as well. Oh look, there's the, I think this is the clip that that Steffi linked before. I think. I weed myself. I weed myself. Yeah, that was the clip that Steffi linked before. Yeah, I didn't weed myself, but...
Garbage.
Anyhow, an older Brio version, I didn't know there were multiple. Maybe this explains why mine was slightly cheaper. So there's two Brios. There's one that came out in 2016 or 17, which has the clip mount and everything, but it doesn't have the privacy cover on it. It doesn't come with that. And then they released a newer version that is magnetic with the privacy cover. And apparently the older Brio version causes this sync problem or a lag issue with OBS on Mac. I'm glad to see Tau setup went pretty quick. I always hold my breath when people try to get up and running on stream. Honestly, Finite, I can only really shout you out and say everyone in chat should go and show Finite some love, because this Tau application is something that he wrote largely alone, I believe. I don't know if anyone else supported you, Finite. Feel free to mention them if they did. But this is incredible for someone like me who isn't able to program, let's say. That is truly really valuable, and I appreciate that. I think it's super cool that you did that, and so thank you very much. If we look in Docker, we can actually see how it's running. So it's got the database, it's got Redis, and it's got the Tau app itself. It's actually pretty cool. I bought mine like 2-3 months ago from Amazon new, and it has no privacy cover. Must have been a fire sale to get rid of the old models. Yeah, that's possible, Yoast. That's definitely possible. You had some help from a few people on the Docker side of things. Rex Roof was a big help. Awesome. Yeah, Docker is Docker can be quite nasty. So the next step, chat, will be for me to actually figure out how to call this. And this is what the challenge is. The challenge is that why does dark mode make this lighter? That's interesting. So the challenge is, okay, so clips we can get. So that's everything sorted. So ads will not be possible, which I'm very sad about. That would have been actually really cool. But it's not possible. Oops. So ads, we don't get ads. I mean, we get ads, but we cannot get the ad data that we need. The next step is now figuring out this part. So we have the data sources that we need. We know what data sources they are. Now we need to build something that's going to store data in Postgres or something similar. And this is where something else from another streamer could be very interesting. There is another streamer on Twitch named Mitch's Workshop, or Mitch. And Mitch wrote an application that takes data from Twitch and stores it in SQLite, I think. So we can definitely go have a look at Mitch's Workshop, because he wrote the code in Python as well. Oh, interesting. GitHub Mitch's Workshop. I think it's work. Yeah, it was this one. So there's this Python Twitch chatbot. That's the one. So this is pretty cool, because yeah, it stores it in Postgres. So I don't need the bot part, but basically the bot stores the data in Postgres. Now I would like to containerize it in Docker, because essentially the whole thing at the end. So right now Tau, let me see if I can, we need to do like I don't know what this is called, like the programming design. I don't know what this is called, the app design. What is it called? The app framework? I don't know what this is called officially, but basically it would be something like you've got basically tau, like here, sits in here. And then you've got another one, which is TMI. I checked and I have the Brio Stream, which is actually £10 more and has its own mic built in. I think this is a third model. Anyway, good tip for me to look into when I try and stream again. Yeah, I would love to see you stream, Joost. I think you have a lot of interesting information in your head. So basically the idea would be that all of this stuff would be I don't know exactly if this is possible, but weird track. Sorry for the weird sounds. I think it's from the track. I need to make this a different color. So my idea is the following. Basically, you've got TMI stuff, you've got tau, you've got Postgres, and then you have the, I don't know what we would call it yet, but like Statty Mix StatsFace app. And all those things would run inside one Docker container. And it would basically just run by you booting up a Docker container. And here you would set on this kind of higher level, this is where you'll set all of the settings and stuff. So like here, you'll do like, there'll be like an env file on this level, which will feed into all the other things being managed within the container. Does that make sense? I think that's my vision, at least. I don't know if that's possible, but that's how I imagine things to work. I can't see this, so we have to make it black. You might want to reserve that judgment for when you're not trying to consume the information without text chat being a natural barrier between the speed of my brain and how fast normal people should communicate. I think it's going to be very interesting when you stream. Regardless of what you think, I think it's going to be very good. So basically, magic sauce. Actually, I have a thing for that. Magic sauce. I hope that was synced, because otherwise that would look really weird. I don't know how to continue, chat. This is the problem now. I don't know what the next logical step is. Do I bust out VS Code and then just start programming JavaScript? Like if I want to make an API call like this, right? If I do like get JSON, like how... What's the next step here? If I want to build like if I want to start building the actual app itself, then I'm not sure what the next step is. I need to set Miro to be ignored. This is annoying me. Site list. Miro.com. Just write it as a Django app. Yep, just start doing it, says Finite. There's one more step you need to have a client interact with Tau. Step 1, Trello board. Step 2, code the app. I already have the Miro board, so technically now I can start coding, right? Step 3, profit. There's a Tau token that you need to connect to the API. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. So I actually need to look at how Mitch is writing the data, but yeah, we would need to obviously integrate this into our own code. Connecting.md, exactly. I don't know the first thing about Django, Ali. That's the problem. Let's take a look here. Okay, so we have a WebSocket and a REST API. That's the interesting one, because that's the real-time one. So I need the tau token, and then I just go to my WebSocket for the endpoint. Okay. Tau also provides two separate REST APIs with the token. You include it as a header for the HTTP REST endpoints and as an initial payload when you connect to the WebSockets for the real-time stuff. Don't do the tau token part on stream or below your screen. Yes, that makes sense. Where did I put this token? That I put in the environment file, right? So tau exposes a WebSocket at localhost blah blah blah. So if I just go to that for a moment, not that. If I go to WSS, isn't it just WS? Or is it a typo? Isn't the tau token only for his local Docker? Tau generates it. There's a page you go to the dashboard to see it. Yes, WS for you. Okay. So if I just go to 8,000, I need to, oh right, because I need to send a post request first with the token. WSS if you have it deployed in the cloud and are using certs, which I'm not, because everything will run locally. I didn't make that clear here, probably. Scope. Runs entirely locally, or was, I think this was here. Runs entirely locally on streamer's machine. That's kind of important, actually. I mean, can this token be used to hijack even if it's only on his local Docker? If they had an ngrok tunnel URL. Yeah, I'm not using ngrok, but... Yeah, I mean, I would need to hide this too, right? I would need to hide the Docker window as well. It's not that interesting, actually, but I just figured I'd leave it there for now. It's not a big deal. So basically, I mean, a streamer could just basically do Docker compose up and it runs everything it needs to capture the data for the stream. That's the idea. If someone wanted to put it into the cloud and run it on their own, that's their prerogative. But it will basically just run locally. I'm using ngrok, you're just using the free anonymous one. Aha. Okay. See how much I know about dev stuff? Nada, basically. I am a noob. It's a pretty hefty set of requirements for streamers. In what sense, Joost? Bear in mind that the hurdle for streaming is already pretty high, okay? Like, you need to understand already how OBS works, which is pretty technical. So asking someone to install and run Docker is, I think, pretty lame in comparison to OBS. and audio video stuff, I think. You could make a Docker Compose to run your analytics app, which could fire up Tau for the user, then fire up the analytics app. Yeah, that's the idea. That's exactly the idea. Finite. So basically, I want to have like a Docker container, or rather Docker Compose. The analogy I would use for this is basically how what was I using for this? Yeah, I don't know the right terminology yet, but I'll figure it out. So Docker will cut into your free memory. Yeah, Docker's a nightmare to install. You think so, Ali? I thought it was pretty easy. I just installed it. It was pretty straightforward for me. And in terms of free memory, I mean, most streamers have a pretty beefy machine. The 16 gigs or so that Docker takes shouldn't make or break the difference, to be honest. I mean, if you really want to know, this is probably dangerous to do while streaming, but I mean, I have 64 gigs of RAM and this is a laptop, and I'm still only at 26 used. So I think that's all right. Surly says, I've been coding for over 30 years, 25 of that at work or professionally coding. I'm still a noob at so many things. Don't beat yourself up. Thank you, Surly. I appreciate that. Noob says, looking at 16 gigs. Yeah, 16 gigs of Docker is fine. Not every dev streamer has a small 64 gig beast. I mean, it's in a laptop. Even 32, like, it's gonna be fine, I think. That's my assessment. Of course, like, you can run Docker with less than 16 gigs. I don't think this app is going to require 16 gigs of memory. I just have my Docker preferences set to that. It's something to experiment with. If we see that people can't use it, then we'll have to modify it. Still on a 16 gig MacBook Pro. I need to get that Netflix job. I don't work at Netflix, you know, just for the record. If I was earning that kind of money, I don't know if I'd be streaming. Probably. I'd still be streaming. Docker and macOS in particular will allocate much more memory than actually needed if it's available. And then people will try it on a crappy Chromebook and open an issue in your repository saying cannot run poop. It's true. What would poop stand for? That's the question. Can we make an acronym for this? Can we make a name where it's poop? Like progressive open source I need names, chat. We have to come up with something that ends in, that is the acronym poop. That would be very funny. I don't see why this app would need 16 gigs. Docker isn't that heavy. I doubt it even needs 16 gigs of disk. No, definitely not. Progressive, operationally oppressive performance. Hold on. There we go. Pretty long name. I have problems on my NBA with 16 gigs and Docker. They don't play well together. The final Tau image is 1.6 gigs because the Python image it grabs is huge. Yeah, that's a bit of that's a problem with. Okay, the first boot was a little bit slow, but it was still very fast, to be honest. So yeah, I don't really know where to go from here, chat. Maybe it's a good point to end stream as well, because I don't really know the next steps. I mean, yes, I understand there's this, and I have to make a post to that with I have to send a post with my token to that, but that needs to be done within my app, and I need to kind of decide how to build that, and I don't really know how to build that. Intel, 5-year-old, everything else still running fine. But you don't stream with your MacBook Air, do you, noob? What size is the base image for Tao's Python? I think it's pretty big. I don't know how I can see that, but I think it's pretty large. Oh. 1.6. Ah, streaming on that thing won't work. Makes sense, noob. Well, I think that's a good place to end stream then. I guess. Because, you know, I just heard massive drop game stuff. And unfortunately, there's no drop game on there's no drop game on the there's no drop game on this scene. I'm sorry, Surly. I didn't know you were gonna do that. Yeah, I think this is the place to end because I don't know how to design that app yet. That's something that I still need to figure out. And so it's something that I'm going to spend time on, and I'll probably have to do a lot of that off the stream. You got 100. That's amazing, Yoast. Congratulations. Serverless solution with AWS Lambda. But then someone would have to run it in AWS, right? I think. So there may be a bit of lag now, I'm sorry for that, because Logitech is crap. Maddie, feel free to ping us on the Tao Discord. Lots of opinions on how to use Tao there. Amazon runs AWS. Yeah, I know. But it's just like, I want it to run locally because a streamer shouldn't have to do any work. They should have to edit the M file and boot it. That's it. And then open their browser and put it in OBS as a frame if that's what they want. That's my vision. Whether that works is another question, but I think that's trying smaller projects for each task you want and then combine them someday. I just need to kind of understand how to even build an app like that in the first place. That's what I think is quite difficult for me to understand at the moment. Yeah, I know there's desync now because I went to preview someone that we're going to go raid. That's probably why. I wish it wasn't desynced. Maybe I can minimize and then it's not. Maybe. If not, you know, I will try and get a DSLR up and running. I ordered something for next week. It might arrive in time for next week's stream. There won't be a stream this Friday, I think. Just warning you in advance. And there will also not be a stream next Monday. So I will try and stream on Friday, but there may not be one. And I'm away over the weekend, so there won't be one on Monday. I'm sorry. I'm actually in France for the weekend. So thank you to new followers: Jay Walter, White Panther, Finite Singularity, Mark LT1, Manimoki, Wabbitmar, and the Chillennial. Many of those were existing followers. We were just testing some things, obviously, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Ian, Jay Walter, and White Panther, thank you for the biddies, as always, very, very appreciated. yes, I'm heading to France to the racetrack with my motorbike because I have not been there. I have not been on the racetrack with my motorbike since last year, and it's something I'm very passionate about. So that is why, that is why I'm going. It's been booked for a while. I didn't know whether I could go, but now it's certain that I can go. So yes, so we're going to go raid Bash Bunny. If you don't know Bash Bunny, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You should definitely know Bash Bunny. She's finished her core working and now she's doing development stuff. So let's go check her out. I have an ST1100 rotting away in the garage. Oh, I have a CBR 1000RR for the racetrack, and I have a Triumph Street Triple for the road. Thank you everyone for your wishes and safe driving, and I will see y'all next week on Friday, if not this Friday. I'm not 100% sure yet about this Friday, so thank you for joining and catch you next time.